Right, so I've had to download a load of assets and stuff, so I'm just going to start now and do some of these, and I'll split the videos up. I'm not going to do each individual one because I'll do too many. So I'll just break the videos up into segments. So I'm going to start here at number 1, Speed Stat Porsche Test Track. Now you get the choice of the 911 Targa or the 71 Challenger, which is in service, so of course you can't use that yet, so I'm going to have to use the Porsche. That is way too loud. I'm going to turn that down. Right, it's just a little speed snap on this one. If you've not got these cars, they will lend you to lend them to you. Right, so I need 125 around here. And they are right, it is nice and easy. They're not always as they portray them. Sometimes they'll say easy, medium, hard and difficult or ultra. I can't remember the last one they come out with, but they're not always what they say they are. So take them with a bit of a pinch of salt really. Right, so that one was worth 1780 points. So don't ask me again about 1 billion times now. I think every time you download a little bit more game data, that's part of it. And it just regenerates that thing here again. Right, so number 2. They say these are random, but I'm not sure they are random. I think everyone gets the same thing. Right, number 2, Brands Hatch win this challenge. Now you only get 1 free retry if this is the same as the Aston Martin Vulcan was. So you don't really want to mess up too early like I did before when I was spending so long cutting each goal and then naming it and saving it to my computer and then uploading some while I was still doing others. So I wasn't really paying attention really what I was actually doing on the track, and I ended up, although I obviously got the car quite a bit more difficult than it should have been. Right, it's got a nice little easy cut round up brands. Going every Porsche is a nice car to drive, I think, in hood view. Every single one of them. You'd win in either car, it doesn't really matter. The Porsche I think is a better car than the 71 Challenger. 71 Challenger I think looks better, but driving wise this is certainly not easier to drive. The series that the cars are in are a little bit messed up, I think. I mean, this is in Elite series because it's in with some of the other really good Porsches. They're all grouped together. But the 71 Challenger is in, that's in the Pro series under like an old classic American muscle thing. But most of the cars that we're using are in amateur. So they're all pretty easy cars to drive. Don't mean to say the goals will be easy, mind you. But the cars are easy to drive, but they're not going to have a lot of grip. So they're... depends how difficult the goals are, I suppose. Right, so now we're going to go on to the Boss Challenge. That's obviously not taking a lot of service out of the car for 1 lap round brands. Right, so the boss challenge is Hockenheim night time. Now on the boss challenges you normally use the car that you're going to win. In this case it's the Mustang GT Premium. I've got a white one. Everyone's going to have different colours usually. So upgrades are not very expensive. Now when you need to service this, as you're getting near to a service, you want to make sure you do service it ready for the next one, because they only open up on the boss challenges. Very, very cheap to start with, but no doubt they'll start probably chucking gold upgrades on a second tier already, no doubt. Depending on what the event is whether it's going to be difficult or not. Obviously the further you go, the more difficult it does become. And then there's bound to be things like speed snaps, drag races, speed records perhaps, that if you haven't got enough upgrades you're going to have to start again. So it's going to be a bit of a throw some gold at it, I would imagine, on this one. Right, so one lap round Hockenheim short, I think is it. Magnus is probably going to be your nemesis all the way through. He's soon to make a bit of an appearance on a couple of events you go. Well, this isn't going to be exactly difficult either. What's the cockpit like? It doesn't actually look too much different from the GT500 that we already got. I don't know what year model it is, I don't really know much about American cars. They're just all big and loud and lethargic and no grip. But they are enjoyable to drive. I don't suppose I like that in real life, but that's what they're like on the game. How slow is he going? I've not even got my accelerator on for ages, and I was still getting ahead. Right, so that's obviously the first boss one. So that was worth whatever it was. So the first two races you get added together. So the boss reward is, and I've got messages coming through about race team from Andy. That was worth 3,650, and that will get banked